Greetings, everyone watching this recap part 2. I'm sorry for disturbing you all. Please give me a few seconds to say something important. If you don't want to listen, you can skip to the timestamp mentioned. Before delving into the second part of our story, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for the unwavering support that you have extended to me. Over the past month, I have been faced with several daunting challenges, ranging from financial constraints to family health issues, which have made it increasingly arduous for me to continue producing manhwa recap videos. However, thanks to your overwhelming support, I have found the strength and motivation to persist, and I am once again able to create recap videos for your enjoyment. I deeply apologize for any inconvenience or delay that my absence may have caused, and I humbly request your continued support so that I may continue producing high-quality content like this. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for being there for me during my time of need. Now, without further ado, let us proceed with the recap. Previously, our main protagonist Yuan, after being betrayed by his friend, opened the gate of the next floor, and a cold bazaar of snow left him with the realization that it is not going to be easy further moving into the snowfield. In the next scene, Yuan is seen fighting a ice dragon type of monster. The snow makes it difficult for our protagonist to fight against the monster all by himself. Yuan, being a solid guy, don't budge by dragon's words and taunts him if he is already tired by playing with him. Saving his life, Yuan hides in a cave as he is extremely fatigued with the thick and cold air. Yuan describes how dangerous the 99th floor is by comparing it with his situation on the 98th floor where he left his friend off in the previous episode. He further tells that Ice Dragon is the boss of this 99th floor, also called as Velchicus, and its breath from some forgotten land is so strong that a person with the highest possible resistance to ice ability won't even stand a chance against it. Yuan explains how he is barely able to hide and live just because of the equipment that the others walkers who fled off left in the way. The suppressing dragon sword which he got in the previous episode on 85th floor, his friend Yunwan's ice demon armor, and the Flame King's bracelet made it possible for our protagonist to reach 99th floor. As Yuan closes his eyes and immerses into his memories at this harsh time of his life, he sees a lady named Han Suoil. Yuan feels sorry and apologizes to the lady for not being able to save her. He thinks only if he was stronger then all the bad things that happened to his friends and to the love of his life wouldn't have happened. He blames himself for all that happened. Suddenly scene changes and someone calls his name, waking Yuan up from his deep thinking of past memories. That certain man asks him if he is going to challenge that boss dragon again. Yuan answers that this time he might beat the boss dragon and ace to the top floor of the tower. That certain man, who is Atopo's blacksmith, namely Jay, feels relieved after hearing Yuan's answer. Atopo's is the village which was reclaimed by the walkers after defeating the 50th floor boss named Altamanus. Yuan talks to Jay that he might be the last remaining blacksmith in Atopo's. Jay tells Yuan that he don't have to bring out the past as he is the last customer that Jay works for, creating his equipment, and now that he don't have enough ores left to create further equipment for Yuan due to less supplies from lower floors, he might resign from being a blacksmith. Yuan realizes that supply shortage is just obvious as the floor is low with humans now, as it is more of the monsters thriving the floor. Jay asks Yuan if anything strange bothers him or if anything changed feels to him when he goes discovering the floors up and down. After hearing such a strange question, Yuan realizes that he for sure have something strange during monster hunt in the tower. After giving it a deep thought, Yuan finally remembers that he saw some strange words like tower within the tower, nightmare within the nightmare, scribbled on the rock where the stone was first discovered by tower walkers. Yuan's heart raced as he remembered the day that stone grandmother Hylian disappeared. Just 2 days prior, he had seen her scribbled message etched onto a rock, and now she was gone without a trace. The captain of the tower walkers had speculated that she might have returned to the past or even jumped off the tower in a moment of desperation. Determined to uncover the truth, Yuan sought out the help of blacksmith Jay to teach him the art of blacksmithing. As he learned to craft his own weapons, he also trained his body and mind for the battles ahead. The scene shifted to a confrontation with the boss dragon, who gazed at Yuan with a mixture of disbelief and admiration. The dragon questioned how a mere human had managed to climb to the 99th floor of the tower, a feat that no other human had ever achieved. But despite his doubts, the boss ice dragon recognized Yuan's skill and bravery. Yuan's heart sank at the thought of taking the dragon's life, as he was the only one who had ever acknowledged him. But he knew that he had to press forward, no matter the cost. Ignoring the dragon's warning that he might not survive the fight, Yuan unsheathed his sword and prepared for battle. Yuan's taunts rattled the boss dragon, who grew angrier with each passing moment. As the fight began, the ice dragon unleashed his fury, blasting Yuan with a ferocious attack that left him bloody and battered. But even as he was cornered in an ice shackle, Yuan refused to give up. The ice dragon attempted to break Yuan's spirit by reminding him of his fate, but the mention of his friends gave him renewed strength. Yuan snapped out of the dragon's genjutsu and silenced him with a defiant remark. Summoning all his courage, Yuan charged towards the dragon, determined to fight for his life and the lives of his friends. The boss dragon grew increasingly angry, convinced that Yuan's arrogance would be his undoing. But Yuan's determination never wavered as he thrust his sword towards the dragon, ready to face whatever fate lay ahead. The scene then changes, and Yuan remembers how he was unable to learn the other tower walkers' skills and techniques because he joined the tower late. As a result, he focused on a single skill, the thrust, which he honed to the point of killing almost 50 million monsters using only that skill. Despite his mastery of the thrust, Yuan finds it challenging to fight the ice monster, and his confidence dwindles as he makes only a single scratch with over 1,000 thrusts. While dodging the dragon's ice flame, Yuan notices a light shining in his mouth from where the flame is generating. He remembers seeing a similar light on the 98th floor and realizes that it might be the key to defeating the dragon. Without hesitation, Yuan uses his full thrust power to barge towards the light to destroy it. The ultimate attack deals a considerable amount of damage to the boss ice dragon, making it angry and furious. The dragon warns Yuan not to underestimate its power and feel superior for just damaging its chin. It then blows away all the ice rocks in the mid-air, making it difficult for Yuan to dodge them all. The ice dragon drags Yuan into a corner, laughing at him for his unfortunate defeat. Yuan feels terrified and unable to find a way to defeat the dragon. However, the dragon keeps lecturing him, saying that he might be defeated even if there were 10 Yuans with his chin dangling over. It reveals that if the humans were not fooled enough by the Dream Demon's stone, their fate might not be so dire. Confused by the dragon's words, Yuan asks about the demon's stone. But the dragon is not interested in chit-chatting and attacks Yuan. Seeking an opportunity to save his life for future fights, Yuan runs towards the entrance gate of the 98th floor. In the following scene, an unimaginable 5 years had passed since Yuan's first harrowing battle against the ice dragon. Our valiant protagonist had finally succeeded in conquering the fearsome creature, triumphantly slaying the boss ice dragon of the 99th floor. After utilizing every last ounce of his strength, power, dexterity, and skill, Yuan could scarcely believe his eyes as level messages continuously popped up before him. Exuding an air of unshakable confidence, Yuan leisurely lounged atop the ice dragon's nearly lifeless form, basking in the glory of his latest victory. With an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, Yuan posed one final question to the dying dragon. He demanded to know everything about the Dream Demon's stone. In response, the dragon cryptically informed him that all his queries would be answered on the last floor of the tower. The ice dragon, known as Velchicus, took his last breath, leaving behind only his sword. The pointed corners of the sword demonstrated the unbreakable resolve of its master to fight until his very last breath. To Yuan, the sword appeared more akin to a kunai or a knife due to its diminutive size. As the ice dragon's black blood began to rise and take the shape of a door-like structure, Yuan perceived this as the entryway to the tower's final floor. The blood formed a clear depiction of the number 100, confirming Yuan's suspicion. Without hesitation, our brave protagonist readied himself to venture into the unknown mysteries and monstrous creatures lurking on the 100th floor, otherwise known as the control room. The ultimate question remains, what dangers and challenges will Yuan encounter on his quest to conquer the tower? Will he emerge victorious, or will the tower ultimately prove to be his undoing? Only time will tell, and the next episode of this gripping series will hold all the answers. And with that, I conclude the recap of the thrilling second part of this epic manhwa series. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. I am grateful to have such a vibrant and engaged community of viewers, and I thank you for supporting us in our quest to bring you the best content possible. If you haven't already, please consider liking this video, subscribing to our channel, sharing it with your friends, and leaving a comment control room down below to let me know about the next episode of the same. Your support means the world to me, and I look forward to bringing you even more exciting content in the future. Thank you, and until next time.